get it done, and she's going to have a big game here this afternoon, getting into the evening time here at Coconut Hoops.
Absolutely. Oklahoma had 5 players in double figures in their game Friday against Coppin State, who they beat 100-46. OU 5-1 on the season, and head coach Jenny Baranczyk 1 win away from 300 for her career. Florida State victorious over Missouri State in their first game on Friday, 85-75. They are 4-4 on the season under head coach Brooke Wyckoff in her 4th season. So size, speed, both of these teams love to get it up and down the floor.
And let's just get this out of the way. OU knows how to rebound. First in the nation at 52.4. First in the nation defensive rebound. 27th in offensive rebounding. The rebounding margin 4th in the country. Then throw in 13th in the country assist to turnover ratio. That's why they're ranked 9th.
Yes, we are underway here inside of Alico Arena. Oklahoma in the reds, Florida State in the whites. And a one and done as Chavez misses. And here come the Seminoles. And an up and down, uneven start to the season for them. But still early in this 25-26 campaign. And inside, Kubek kind of lost control of the basketball. And Verhulst has it for Oklahoma and loses the handle. Back come the Seminoles, ahead to Shavers. She's going to pull the trigger from 3 and off the mark, but a rebound by Davis, Panya Davis. And another chance, can't convert.
Panya Davis, 6'6", the tallest player on the floor this week for the women's side.
And traveling is the call against Aaliyah Chavez of Oklahoma. The Sooners 6-1. And there you see, proudly wearing Boomer Sooner is head coach Jenny Baranczyk. Again, a win today gives her 300 for her career. That one off the back iron. And out to Chavez for the Sooners.
So the tempo is fast, just like you thought. No scoring yet, though.
Zaya Van pulls up from 16 feet. That one is off the mark. Davis with the rebound and a tie-up down here. It's going to go to Florida State on the alternating possession. 4 straight weeks in the top 10 for Oklahoma, ranked in the top 25 for 33 consecutive weeks. Coach Baranczyk, 4 consecutive NCAA tournaments, the Sweet 16 last season, couple of conference championships. And a tie-up down here. And we'll go back the other way as that one will belong to Oklahoma.
And that's twice Sahara Williams has created tie-ups for the Sooners.
The Sooners 27-8 last year. They went 11-5 in SEC play in their first year in the SEC. And Verhulst can't control it, and that one goes out of bounds back to Florida State. Coach Brooke Wyckoff took over following the retirement of the legendary coach Sue Semrau back in 2021. 80-39 since then. From the corner, Kubek gets Florida State on the board and opens the scoring here in this championship game in the Great Egret Division at Geico Coconut Hoops.
I think a statement being made right now by Jenny Baranczyk.
And Beers inside collects the foul.
And the statement you're about to see. 5 new Sooners about to check in the game.
Took all of 2 minutes and 3 seconds for her to not be happy with any of her starting 5. And letting them know about it on their way off the floor.
Day off yesterday, staying at a nice resort. They're not in the lazy river anymore, Tom. It's time to play some basketball.
Not when you're taking on the Seminoles. As Beers makes the first free throw. She's the nation's top transfer, all SEC and All-American. 3 straight 20-point double-doubles coming into Fort Myers. Had 14 points versus Coppin State.
And she was one of the main reasons they were able to set that NCAA record last season with 72 rebounds in an NCAA tournament game.
Blocking foul is going to go against Keziah Lofton, the freshman for the Sooners. The Seminoles had their hands full for a time against Missouri State on Friday. And another quick one against Oklahoma, that one against Kaya Smith. And the Seminoles will have it again to inbound from the baseline. Over the top it goes. And into Soleil Williams, 21 points. Led all scorers Friday against Missouri State. They swing it around to Shavers. Jasmine Shavers just short on the 3. And here comes Oklahoma pushing pace. Lofton with the left hand off the glass.
True freshman Keziah Lofton out of Bethany, Oklahoma. And that's the kind of spark that coach was looking for out of this Oklahoma bench.
Yeah, part of this great recruiting class, top 15 in the country for Oklahoma. A lot of good young players. And from the outside, a three-pointer is good from Soleil Williams. 6-3 FSU. Then it goes to Culleton, and she draws the foul. Beatrice Culleton, the senior from Overland Park, Kansas, will go to the free throw line.
So, Tom, just let's establish a little bit about this Oklahoma roster. In the day of NIL and the day of transferring, the only new players on this roster are freshmen, and there are 6 of them. Excuse me, 5. 5 freshmen. The other remaining 6 players returned from last year's team.
Free throws no good down there from Culleton. Missed opportunities. And the Seminoles with the ball and the lead a little more than 3 minutes into the first quarter here in Fort Myers. And palming is the call, which you don't see called a ton of against Soleil Williams to give it back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's because she had a wide open jumper at the elbow off the screen from Allie Kubek and decided to let's not shoot it, continue dribbling it, should have shot it.
Inside Culleton. And it comes off the rim on her. And Williams loses it out of bounds, but was last touched by Oklahoma. A feeling out process between these two teams. And here comes Williams to the corner. Jasmine Shavers again from the corner. And FSU has opened up a 5-point lead here in the early going.
Well, she missed her first 2 attempts.
She likes that spot, and she was there to try it again as Smith hits for the Sooners to respond right back.
Yeah, that's a really quick answer.
Now don't let it back to the guard. Don't let it back.
As Williams quickly across. Tatum Green down the lane and foul. Reagan Beers with the foul on Kubek. As Emma Tolan comes out of the game, Williams back in there for Oklahoma. Bonner will replace Shavers for FSU.
TJ, just to clear that up a little bit, that was actually Culleton called on the foul. Remember, all those starters are still on the bench for Oklahoma.
And Kubek in and out on the free throw. One more coming. And she makes 1 of 2. A little more than 4 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Culleton. And knocked away inside by Sydney Bowles. And Bowles will bring it across.
Yeah, Kaya Smith tried to force that one into the paint, just wasn't there.
Was looking for somebody to pass it to. Kubek was able to keep it alive. Here's Bowles. Bowles looking to take the shot from about 21 feet and knocks it home, rattles in the three. Sydney Bowles, the senior from Lithonia, Georgia. Oklahoma not shy and taking shots quickly in the shot clock either, in a tie-up down there. And Florida State will get it back when we come back.
Bowles just one of 3 returning players for this Seminole roster.
We promised you an up-tempo style, and so far they are delivering. Back to Geico Coconut Hoops in a moment.
Kind of start that they were going to need if they're going to pull this one off today.
4 turnovers for the Sooners have turned into 6 points for Florida State. So a rough start for OU here in the opening 5 minutes.
And Coach Baranczyk leaving those bench players in the game still. And I wouldn't be surprised if she keeps them in this entire first quarter to really send a statement to those 5 starters that did not get off to a good start.
From long range, another 3, it's Bowles. And a 9-point lead for Florida State's second 3 of the game for Bowles.
Shooting about 21% coming in, but you wouldn't know that now.
And a whistle on the other end, and we'll walk it to this end of the floor. Now, how about Florida State and their shooting so far from long range?
And how about my predictions just never coming right? I thought maybe those starters would sit for a while, and she's seen enough.
Baranczyk has put them back into the game. As the Sooners, 9th in the country, trailing by 9 here early.
Williams saw an opportunity to go up against Beers, but she was a little too quick on that move.
And a foul underneath as Chavez goes by. Tatum Green, the guilty party. There you see number 2, Aaliyah Chavez. She's really the highlight of this top 15 recruiting class for Oklahoma. As Williams gets fouled, Chavez, Gatorade National Player of the Year in high school.
Yeah, true freshman. She started all 7 games, leads the team in assists, field goal attempts, 3-point percentage. Shoots really well from the stripe. And that's probably the leading the team in field goal attempts. You're a true freshman coming in on a top 10 ranked team that's had a lot of success. Tells you something about her right there.
Sooners just 3 for 6 from the free throw line here in the early going. 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Green into the lane with the left hand, and how did that come off the rim? And we're going the other way.
Really good drive by Green. And then a foul is going to be called against Florida State.
That's Treadwell.
Yeah, Treadwell
Comes out of the game, and Davis comes back in.
And those are 5 quiet fouls, Tom. I didn't think that was the 5th foul. I was surprised to see them walking down. I wasn't sort of paying attention to the fouls there.
So the Sooners already shooting 1 and 1. And Williams makes that one.
And they shoot the ball pretty well as a team, over 70%. And this is the kind of situation that could get them back in the game rest of this quarter.
So 1 of 2 again from the stripe. 4 of 8 now for the game. Seminoles by 6. All of Florida State's field goals have come from behind the arc.
Quick hands by Reagan Beers. Knocks that ball out of bounds.
3:41 left in the opening quarter. Panya Davis works it around to Bonner, to Girton. And now Green back to Girton and Bonner. 7 to shoot. Girton gonna pull the trigger. Girton hits a three. Count them up, that's 6 threes for Florida State in the first quarter.
Yeah, true freshman, the only freshman on the roster for Florida State. And a money answer by Oklahoma. When in doubt, feed Beers.
Megan Beers, kind of old reliable. 19 to 12. Girton and push off against Girton. As Kubek and Risch come back in for Green and Girton for FSU.
You said 6 of them, Tom. That is exactly how the Seminoles have this lead. 18 of their 19 points coming from beyond the arc.
3 minutes left in the first quarter.
Nope, I'm off by 1. That was their 5th. Nope. Yeah, you're right.
Here's Beers outside. Chavez looking for Beers, goes out of bounds and last touched by Beers.
So Chavez probably should have just shot that jumper. Had a nice little 10-footer. But it's, again, going into Beers is never a bad idea.
So for Florida State, a lot of new faces, new backcourt. Sydney Bowles, Jasmine Shavers this year. They lost their leading scorer, Tanaya Latson, last year's top scorer in the nation, transferred to South Carolina. Here's Bonner. Davis goes up and skies for the offensive board.
Very unique situation for the Seminoles. They only have 10 players on their roster.
And Davis launches. Off the back iron. Chavez from the corner. Oklahoma needed that one from their fabulous freshman.
Good quick transition, open 3-ball. And Chavez knocks it down again. She leads the team in field goal attempts as well as 3-point attempts.
Second 3 here in the first quarter for the Sooners. Makes it a 4-point game. Kubek with the rebound. Back outside, Bonner way long on that 3-point attempt. And here comes Verhulst. See if OU can string a few buckets together here. They've trailed the whole way. And Verhulst in and out.
So the big advantage coming in was the rebounding, and right now, FSU up 10-9 in the rebounding column.
Soleil Williams going all the way around, working against Zaya Van. And will step to the free throw line as Van commits the foul.
The intensity of this game has picked up, and I think the message sent to the Oklahoma starters was well received.
So Soleil Williams on the line. She's got 3 points. Hit a 3-pointer earlier. One of the 6 threes for Florida State here in this hot shooting first quarter for the Seminoles. Williams, a transfer from Texas A&M. And makes both free throws to get it back to a 6-point game. And Williams will go to the bench. Bowles coming back in. Coming up with the final minute of the opening quarter. Kaya Smith out to Verhulst, left wide open. That's the last thing you want to do is give her good looks.
And she shoots right around 40%, but what a really good decision.
And Chavez racing down. Sooners to within 3. Look at Chavez take it strong to the hole and collect the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line.
Freshman Brooklyn Stewart checking into the game. Going to give Reagan Beers a little breather.
Leah Chavez from Lubbock, Texas. Certainly a National Freshman of the Year candidate by all means. McDonald's All-American. And makes the first free throw.
So, TJ, you want to play college basketball and you want to play women's college basketball in the SEC? That's great. You're ninth ranked team in the country. Preseason poll, you're picked 4th and 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, in the SEC. And Chavez, after the missed free throw, connects on the 3, and Oklahoma, just like that, goes in front by 1.
They are battle-tested, and just like that, down double digits to a lead.
From behind, the foul committed by Brooklyn Stewart.
I was wrong on that. It was only a 9-point deficit, but still. They were down 19-10 at one point. Now on a 12-2 run.
Yep. Quite the turnaround. As Panya Davis goes to the free throw line. But, yeah, Oklahoma picked 4th in the SEC. What a roster. 4 McDonald's All-Americans for Coach Baranchek.
Well, coaches poll. Oklahoma picked 4th in the SEC. Texas, South Carolina, and LSU ahead of them. And then in the media poll, flip-flop South Carolina, Texas, LSU, Tennessee, then Oklahoma. What a conference.
I think whatever order they're in, they're all really good. It's a heck of a conference. Listen to free throws, 22-21 Oklahoma with 10 seconds left in the corner. And Florida State has led most of the way, but Oklahoma is going to go to the second with the lead as that one is off the mark. But how about OU finishing on a 12-2 run? And they lead after one quarter. The 9th-ranked Sooners, 22-21, and the fabulous freshman Chavez gave them the lead. First quarter, got to be feeling a little bit better about our team by the end of it as they lead by 1 headed to the second.
Yeah, and Florida State, 6 3-pointers made. If that's what it's going to take to stick with Oklahoma, that's a tall task for the remaining 3 quarters.
Here's Chavez. Verhulst across to Zaya Van. And along the baseline, Van gets fouled and scores the bucket.
So Zaya Van had Beers in the paint, and when you're going to reverse the ball like that, when you're fronting defensively, that's what you're going to give up. But Zaya Van opted to drive it in herself. Got the foul. Coach was looking for a foul at the end of that first quarter in a similar situation. Didn't get it. Got it that time.
Van completes the three-point play. What a turnaround in this ball game. A 15-2 run right now for OU.
And Florida State has gone cold. Hey!
And that's their first 2-pointer of the game.
They hadn't scored in close to 4 minutes, and as soon as I say it, they get a bucket.
Shavers finally gets them waked up, and that one tapped out by Green from behind. And Shavers working around Beers, wants to go all the way with it, and does with the left hand, right past Beers. 2 in a row for FSU, and we're tied again at 25. And quickly down the floor, Zaya Van. Don't blink in this game, Greg.
No. She was so wide open, it's almost like there was an inadvertent whistle and some of the Florida State players stopped playing. And now we've got another one, but that was just off a great screen up the top.
Soleil Williams. Track meet city in this game. Chavez for 3.
They called that one a 2, so it'll be interesting to see if they review that.
I think they gave the signal to review. 29-27, it ruled a 2, yes. Chavez plays with no fear. A minute and a half here into the second quarter. Championship game worthy. Fun stuff so far. Bonner back outside. Kubek way off the mark from long range. Williams to the corner. Van left open, short. Tries to track down her own rebound, but then commits the foul. A little bit over aggressive.
It's one thing when you've got a dominant post like these teams that we saw this week. And in this particular case, Oklahoma's got a couple that can dominate inside. That opens up the outside game for the guards.
Soleil Williams. Pulling the trigger quickly as Bowles knocking down the three for Florida State.
That's three. Perfect 3 for 3 for Bowles so far. And again, this is how FSU is going to stay in this game.
And 3 seconds is the call against Beers of Oklahoma. So Bowles with a trio of trifectas. Loves this spot, doesn't she?
No hesitation.
Yep. Defender was right up on her, too. 1 point game. And Bowles. Kubek with Beers out on her. And Kubek air mails it over in the direction of Bowles, but wound up in row 3.
Grad student, Trent spent some time at Maryland and Towson. And FSU, like we've talked about, they don't have a whole lot coming back. They've had to redo their roster. 3 of their 10 came back.
All the way goes Williams. That's another McDonald's All-American for you, by the way, right there.
And just finish that thought, FSU, they're trying to play together, trying to get to know each other a little bit, still early in the season.
Yep. 4-4 on the season. And Kubek goes in. Beers blocks it out of bounds. And Culleton going to come in place of Beers. Culleton, a senior. Beers as well. Experienced front court for Oklahoma. Reagan Beers with 4 points here in the early going. Got to get it in, and just barely does Topania Davis. And a 3-ball again, this time from Emma Risch. And that's her first 3. Quickly the other way, Chavez missing. Third chance for Oklahoma, and Williams gets fouled.
And that's Oklahoma's game right there. 27th in the nation with offensive rebounding, but it's really the defensive rebounding that puts them at number 1. But Florida State, Tom, they keep knocking down those threes.
6 different Seminoles have hit a three-pointer already in this game. Here's Hera Williams. In many ways, the heartbeat of this team. Very passionate. Affects the game in a positive way for the Sooners. And this is on the free throws, but the Sooners get the rebound. Momentarily, it was Verhulst, but she has it taken away. Girton to Risch for 3. That's 2 in a row for Risch, the most recent one to join the three-point party.
They're 9 of 16 in this game. They come in shooting just around 33%.
Corner 3 for OU is off the mark.
FSU coming into this game basically has a couple good three-point shooters that shoot over 40%. Everybody's getting involved in this game, though.
Emma Risch, good release. Started her career at Notre Dame. former five-star recruit. She had some injury problems with the Irish, but known for being able to hit from long range. Verhulst is short. It gets back into her hands. Chavez lines up for three. No good.
So Oklahoma has gone cold from downtown.
A little more than 4 minutes in here to the second quarter. Florida State started with a flurry. Oklahoma came back with a big run, and now Florida State has reassumed control of this game. Bowles with an air ball.
Would that be called a heat check? FSU with a 6-0 run over the last minute and 13 seconds. Oklahoma's missed their last 5 shots, and now an unforced turnover.
Kaya Smith. Saw that one go in and out of her hands. The pass a little bit tall. So Florida State with a 5-point lead and the basketball.
Again in the midst of a 6-0 run.
And to the rack goes Soleil Williams. And a timeout called for by Jenny Baranczyk, and she is hot. Fired up at her team, and not in a good way right now. And slams down the clipboard, letting her players have it. We'll be back to Geico Coconut Hoops in a moment. It's the Noles home. 9 3-pointers through a quarter and a half. And well, there might be a guy who's pretty impressed by that. He knows a little something about raining threes. A former coach right here at Florida Gulf Coast University, Carl Semesco, in the house. Maybe doing a little scouting as he's now the head coach for the WNBA's Atlanta Dream. A legend in these parts. Beers with the rebound and the stick back. And that cuts the deficit for the Sooners to 5.
Yeah, and Oklahoma's going to need some more of that. She's been a little bit quiet in this game. That's just her 3rd rebound and, I believe, 6 points.
Nice crossover by Williams. Throws it away. And Smith throws it behind the intended receiver, Lofton. And Lofton is down. As a couple of her players go over to check on her. Hobbled there for a moment. And slow to get up. Her teammates are going to help her to her feet. And it seems to be her left leg.
She was the one that...
Little ginger.
Yeah, the pass was intended for her. It was off a little bit.
So, the freshman, Keziah Lofton, helped to the bench.
All right, so Oklahoma's got their 5 in.
38-33 Florida State with the basketball.
The only loss on the year for Oklahoma, a 14-point loss against UCLA, top 5 team in the country.
It wasn't in Pauley Pavilion, but it was out in the state of California. And nearly taken away by Oklahoma. Florida State gets it back. Shavers in the lane. And the rebound by Beers. Verhulst. Up and under. Draws the contact. Risch commits the foul.
Pretty savvy offensive play there to draw that foul. Slowed down just enough as Risch was on her back.
Number 2 on Risch. Peyton Verhulst, a redshirt senior. Second team All-SEC.
Spent a little time at Louisville. Your basketball fandom, Tom?
She is the only player in the country this year with a double-double in under 20 minutes.
Oh, wow. That is efficient.
38-35, the lead for the Seminoles is down to 3 with 4 minutes to play in the half. From long range, off the mark by Green. And Chavez thought about it. Florida State's bench wanted to travel, none called. Van can't convert, and Chavez is down here in the backcourt.
She was trying to shoot a transition 3 off the dribble, kept her feet, and not sure if she tripped on a defender.
Her teammate is retying her shoe. Coach Baranchek is right there with her, and she's going to try to walk it off and come out of the game at least momentarily. So a couple of quick moments where OU players shaken up and have had to come out of the game. And the officials are going to review the out-of-bounds call here over at the monitor.
And obviously we don't know the extent of injuries, but it was more like, you know, hey, freshman, we're going to tie your shoe up. You're going to walk through this. You're going to stay in the game, because that's what we do at the college level. But, yeah, she's going to get looked at on the bench, and hopefully nothing too serious.
Did make her way to the bench under her own power. Lofton had to be helped off a few minutes ago, the other freshman. So 2 freshmen shaken up so far here for OU in the second quarter.
So, Tom, since we've got a moment, Oklahoma last year, March 22nd of 25, first round NCAA tournament taking on Florida Gulf Coast. Came into the game 30-4. It was a 20-something, 20-something game winning streak. And it was a close game up until the fourth quarter. Oklahoma outscored FGCU 26-10 to win by 23 points. However, 72 team rebounds, an NCAA record. 72 rebounds compared to FGCU's 35.
Incredible.
Reagan Beers, 18 of them. Sahara Williams, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, remarkable numbers. They out-rebounded Florida Gulf Coast by more than double. Florida State with the basketball after that review, and a 3-point lead. Soleil Williams dribbling all over the court and out of bounds.
Good defense by Verhulst. All the switches that took place up top on those screens, and they just rolled with them.
So Williams to inbound it. Gets it in to Kubek. 6 to shoot. Shavers pulls up. And Sahara Williams with the rebound. Underneath to Beers. Off the rim, Beers, but gets her own miss and sticks it back up and in. The stick-to-itiveness by Reagan Beers pulls the Sooners to within 1. From up top, 3-pointer Williams no good, and Beers skies for the long rebound.
6-0 run by the Sooners.
Williams misses, could have given them the lead.
Show your hands, Zaya. Come on, Kyle.
And Williams guarded by Smith tightly up the floor.
Make her use it.
38-37, 2.5 to play. And Williams commits the foul. Check that, Kyle Smith, the guilty party. And good news for Oklahoma as Aaliyah Chavez is coming back into the game. Seemingly none the worse for wear.
All 10 on the roster for Florida State have played in this game, and they're going to need the depth because Oklahoma is very deep as well.
Bowles steps on the sideline and turns it over. And so far, Oklahoma shooting at 42% from the field. Beers underneath. And we're headed the other way with it.
Gonna get Beers for the reach in there. Going after her miss.
First foul on Beers. So the tremendous shooting here in this first half, especially from long range for Florida State. They're shooting 53% from out there, 46% for the game, just 42% for Oklahoma.
So Oklahoma's switched up their defense a little bit, going to a zone here. It's like a 1-3-1. And what was sort of cool about this switch is Sahara Williams, who got the rebound, looked at Coach and sort of whispered something, and that's when that switch came.
And Chavez says, don't worry about me. The foot is fine, and I still got my shot. And she hits the three and puts Oklahoma back in front by 2, 40-38. And Chavez in double figures with 12 points with 1:42 left to play here in the first half. Championship game in the Great Egret division of Geico Coconut Hoops. Good one between 9th-ranked Oklahoma, who leads Florida State 40-38. Less than 2 minutes to play here in the first half, and we've been back and forth in this matchup. 7 lead changes. Bowles for 3, just off the back iron. Sahara Williams collects another rebound. And it's good. Brooklyn Stewart scores and draws the foul.
Set up by the freshman, Aaliyah Chavez, with the drive, the dish, the seal, and as somebody likes to say, the kiss.
A la Coach Raftery. So first bucket of the game for Brooklyn Stewart. Another one of the players on this Sooner roster that plays with lots of joy and energy, very infectious to the rest of the team.
So TJ, the 9 3-pointers that have kept Florida State in this game and given them the lead, they've missed their last 5.
Stewart with the rebound. So a 5-point lead for Oklahoma. It's their largest as Beers goes down but commits the foul.
So Avery Treadwell was pretty happy with that because she got one in the throat on the defensive end on a box out. And she was hoping for a foul called, hustled her way back down the floor, and then got the foul called on the other side.
And that's 2 on Reagan Beers, which I know is not music to the ears of Coach Baranczyk before the half. As a little wedgie. They'll have to knock that one loose. So the alternating possession will keep it with Florida State.
We used to call that the ultimate rally killer. Nothing brings a stop to the game like the ball getting wedged.
Yeah, an intense moment.
Yes.
Get it inside, and here's Risch from the baseline and knocks it home. Emma Risch with, feels like a big basket right now for Florida State here in the final minute of the half.
That was really big. They hadn't scored in a while. They were 1 for their last 10.
Sahara Williams comes off the rim, and a rebound by Soleil Williams, who's coming down the floor, does not have the numbers, and wisely backs it out. Risch fouled by Sahara Williams.
Yeah, this has been a 12-2 run by Oklahoma to regain the lead. But a real entertaining first half, Tom.
Oh, yeah. So Emma Risch going to shoot free throws. She's got 8 points, has picked up 2 fouls. Makes the first. Risch with 2 3-pointers. And with the 2 free throws now has 10 points. So a good first half for Emma Risch. Bowles and Shavers back into the game.
Shot clock is off.
And here is Shavers now. Guarding Chavez. And Chavez steps back. That's a 2. And with 4 seconds left, taken by Treadwell. And not getting it off in time was Shavers, who traveled with it. But that may not be the end of the half. Traveling was the call. And let's see if they're going to put any time back on the clock.
Yeah, they're going to look at this. And if anything, I think it's going to be less than a second.
It's going to be awfully close. Be able to see.
Point 3.
Point 3. So catch and shoot. Here it is. You'll see the shot clock in the frame. And the whistle, boy, awful close to the time running out. So they're going to look at it and try to define exactly what that clock should say, if anything, by the time that whistle blew.
So they have point 3, and now it's a matter of, are they going to add anything to it? But, you know, TJ, we're not quite at the boomer stage yet, but the old Trent Tucker, guys our age know exactly what that means.
.01, which is why today anything less than .3 has to be a tap. It cannot be a catch and shoot.
Point 2.
So that's just
it's got to be a tip.
It's got to be a lob and a tip. Less than .3, you cannot catch and shoot. And if you don't know about the Trent Tucker rule, Google it. Because he not only did it once, he did it twice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The New York Knicks, yeah. And they do throw it underneath, and a pass is broken up in there by Florida State's Shaver and Kubek. And that is the end of an entertaining first 2 quarters in the championship game of the Great Egret Division at Geico Coconut Hoops. 9th-ranked Oklahoma leads Florida State 43-42 at the break. Back to Fort Myers in a few. Jenny Baranchek has her Sooners 1/2 away from victory in the championship game of the Great Egret Division here at Geico Coconut Hoops. And if she can somehow get her Sooners to the finish line, it will be win number 300 for her in her career. As we're underway here in the third quarter, Oklahoma and Chavez, a quick shot from up top, a big 3 to get things started 10 seconds into the third quarter, Gray.
Well, it's their pace and tempo you talked about quite a bit. They don't waste any time, and that just super talented freshman knocking one down to start the second half.
Yeah.
Good start for the Sooners.
Chavez is special. Panya Davis from 13 feet in the lane, and that one rolled in and out for Florida State. 4-point game. And
good
Oklahoma
defense.
Turns it over. Yeah, good defense by the Noles. Back outside. Can Florida State shoot it in the second half from long range like they did in the first half? With 9 threes, Williams, not this time. A minute gone, third quarter. Verhulst, a little bit long, but the pace is quick right out of the locker room as we expected. Chavez with 15 points. Panya Davis to the rim is fouled, and if that's on Beers, and it is,
definitely
and that's number
her.
3.
So she's going to go to the bench for a little bit.
So Beatrice Culleton, another senior, also 6'3", comes into the game, replacing the senior Beers. We talked about that. We touched about it in the first half, about the experience in the front court for OU.
And again, we had mentioned this 2 days ago when we were calling the Iowa State game and Audie Crooks. These guys are going against each other in practice every day. And sometimes you get a team on your schedule where the practice is harder than your opponent. That's not the case here. But what I'm getting at is, you know, Beers and Culleton, they're guarding each other every day.
And Chavez, another three. And she blows a kiss to the crowd. Chavez with a pair of threes. The freshman here to start the third quarter, and she has 18.
And are you getting a bit of a feel that she's just starting to heat up?
Kubek trying to answer back from long range.
And Tom, you've seen some impressive games this week. You're almost closing on your 19th game this week. 240 burgers. I think Chavez is not on that pace, but still.
Well, we shall see. With 18 early here in the third quarter for this talented freshman.
I think Pania got a little bit of that shot defensively.
All the way goes Williams. And Florida State. And Sahara Williams gets it into the front court. Culleton has it blocked under there by Davis. And Davis picks up the foul as Treadwell will replace her.
Well, she was definitely looking for an explanation. No call on the previous shot attempt. This one looked cleaner, but this time she got the foul.
Culleton with her first points of the game.
I think that's her first free throw make of the year. She was 0 for 2 coming in. Sorry, 0 for 2. 0 for 6 total. Now she's hit her last 2.
Trending in a good direction. 7-point lead for the 9th-ranked Sooners against Florida State. Kubek going to launch another one from outside.
And Tom, the three-pointer is what had the lead for them, and now they just can't hit them.
Kubek 1 for 4 from long range, and they haven't been able to hit one yet coming out of the locker room. 9 threes in the first half. And how about Chavez here? So far in the third quarter with not 1 but 2 threes, and then doing a little distributing, and that's going to get Culleton back to the free throw line.
Well, they've missed their last 9 three-point attempts. They were 9 of 16 at 1 point.
And Culleton makes both. Largest lead of the game for Oklahoma. It matches Florida State's largest lead, which was 9. Jasmine Shavers around to Williams, and now Bonner. Soleil Williams penetrating. Nice dish to Treadwell. Such a good look for Treadwell. Shavers for 3.
Well, obviously that's their first made three-pointer in a long time. They had missed their previous 9.
And Chavez going to look to answer right back, and she does. Aaliyah Chavez, a National Freshman of the Year candidate, 21 points. Inside, Shavers is short. Tries to track it down. Last touched by Oklahoma, and it'll stay with the Seminoles.
That's 6 out of 10 for Chavez now from beyond the arc.
Oh, a candidate for National Freshman. Why don't you just give her the award right now before the end of the month?
Speaking of her, Good defensive play, knocks out of bounds.
Boy, what a find. Coach Baranczyk has got to be loving watching Aaliyah Chavez do her thing. As Culleton checks out of the game.
So this is the Oklahoma team that I think most people expected to see. Certainly didn't start the game like this. And if you're just joining us, a little 5-for-5 substitution took place within 2 minutes of the start of the game for Oklahoma.
Well, Coach Baranczyk was livid with her starting five, to say the least. Let them have it. The message got through. And the hot shooting from Florida State has cooled. And now Oklahoma doing what it does best. They love this fast pace. Nice pass to Chavez and draws the foul.
And that Chavez was even able to get that shot up is impressive, considering the catch, the gather, a double team immediately, but she was still able to get the shot up.
Look at the pass from Verhulst. And Chavez at the free throw line. Knocks it down. Coach Baranczyk always coaching. Chavez makes 2. The lead is now 11. And here comes some pressure from Oklahoma. Soleil Williams into the front court. Down low looking for Treadwell. Outside Shavers. Hit a 3 a moment ago. And Shavers to the rack and lays it in off the window. Chavez off the mark.
Good hustle by Oklahoma running down that ball.
Verhulst underneath. See Lofton in there. And out of bounds.
So Lofton back in after being injured a little bit in the first half.
That is great to see as she was helped off the floor. I think a shot to the face that time for Brooklyn Stewart of Oklahoma.
Yeah, Bonner got called for the foul. I think we were blocked by that a little bit. That's going to be her 3rd foul.
So Florida State's got some regrouping to do. And Oklahoma is leading by 9 as they play for a champion. You talk about fabulous freshmen in the nation this year. Challenge you to find any much better than Aaliyah Chavez. A trio of 3-pointers here in the 3rd quarter. She leads everybody with 23 points, and there is the talented Aaliyah Chavez. 6 3-pointers in total for her. 7 of 14 shooting. And Oklahoma now with a better shooting percentage, Greg, for the game than Florida State. 41% to 34. And when the Sooners shoot a higher percentage than their opponent, they are 90-4 under Coach Baranczyk.
And the 3 ball that was falling for Florida State early has not been lately. And that was how they were able to have a lead. And here's Chavez again.
Chavez no good that time.
Such a quick release off the pass.
She's missed her last 2 out there. Pass underneath. And taken by who else? Chavez. Chavez all the way. And out of there with it, Treadwell momentarily. A foul is called. And that'll be against Keziah Lofton.
Reagan Beers was in the vicinity. And when that whistle blew, I thought, is that going to be her quick 4th?
Don't worry about it. Yes. Stay there, Leah, stay there.
Soleil Williams. Noles need offense. Bowles delivers from straight away for three.
And that was big. Oklahoma had a couple possessions to try to extend to a double-digit lead.
That's Bowles' fourth three of the game, but Oklahoma answering right back.
Yeah, quick answer by Kaya Smith.
60-52. Bowles, another one, 2 in a row for Bowles. And Florida State back to within 5.
That's her 5th three-pointer.
Oklahoma comes up with the offensive rebound, Kaya Smith.
But if you're Florida State, you've got to figure out how to stay in this game when the threes are not falling.
3:37 left to play. And Kaya Smith will go to the free throw line for Oklahoma, leading it by 5.
Sydney Bowles, 5 threes, transfer. Actually, she played one of the 3, started her college career at Texas A&M, but played last year at Florida State. 5 three-pointers.
She can play the wing and now point guard too. Played in every game last year for FSU, averaging double figures. 1 free throw for the Sooners, and their lead up to 6. From the corner, another 3, and Shavers now getting into the act. And just like that, the stretch of cold shooting for Florida State has come to an end, and they've hit a slew of threes in a row. As Chavez misses that one, it's down to a 3-point lead. And right now, it has been three-pointer or bust for the Seminoles.
And 3 in a row. And Bowles, a big part of that, who's on the bench right now. It looks like she's holding her arm.
Holding her right arm. She's got 5 three-pointers in this game. So we'll see if she can make it back in. Here is Shavers pulling up, in and out, all the way around the rim, but it wouldn't go down.
And that would have tied the game.
And Smith, what a move by Kaya Smith, the talented sophomore. And look at the Seminoles get back down the floor so quickly. Shavers with one from 12 feet. And Kaya Smith wasting no time, getting back and drawing the foul. Hey, we wanted pace, we got pace.
And here is
Bowles checking back in. And here is the moment when Bowles got shaken up, as you see her go down, and she was holding that right arm, and there she was in some pain on the bench a few moments ago. But now she's back in the box and the free throw. There she is.
You know what's going to make that arm feel much better? Her next made 3.
Well, 15 points already for her with 3 rebounds. She's got 3 fouls, though 2, with 2:23 left to play in the third quarter as Kaya Smith knocks down the free throw.
And speaking of 3 fouls, Reagan Beers in the game with 3 fouls. And that's something that you're going to have to do as a player at some point. Learn how to play in foul trouble.
Soleil Williams. Well, Greg, you got to respect the response from Florida State here in the last few minutes. They were down double digits as Soleil Williams travels with the basketball, but they have hit some shots and climbed right back into this ball game.
Yeah, they had an 11-point lead at one point, and it's the 3 ball. Florida State makes the 3s. They're right in it. They go dry.
Oh, nice give and go from Beers to Zaya Van, up and under for the hoop.
And sometimes it's just that easy, Tom.
67-60. What a battle between these two heavyweights. the SEC versus the ACC. Non-conference college basketball at its best. Here's Panya Davis, past Beers. Count it, send her to the line, and Beers picks up foul number 4.
And Davis just took it right to her. There wasn't a whole lot of contact there.
Yeah, it's a pivotal moment, perhaps, in this ball game right now, Greg, with a $1:37 to play in the third quarter. Coach Baranczyk getting an explanation from the official, but Panya Davis with a chance at a three-point play. And the free throw is in and out, and it's still a 5-point game. Chavez off the back iron. And Stewart comes up with it and draws the contact.
Good second opportunity for Stewart. Sydney Bowles is beside herself. Cannot believe she got called for that one.
So Reagan Beers on the bench with 4 fouls. Six-point game. One more free throw coming for Stewart. And knocks it home.
The depth of OU really showing. You obviously have Beers, you got Chavez, but you're not a top 10 team without depth.
Girton to Bonner, back to Girton.
Shot got blocked, now a steal.
And here comes Chavez. Tough shot, draws the contact from Ali Kubek. And Chavez always in the mix. Now we'll shoot a couple of free throws. Took a hard hit from Kubek that time.
And then Kubek got a hard hit from the basketball standard. Good thing that's all padded there.
Yes. Her teammates running right over to help up the talented Chavez. Aaliyah Chavez, Lubbock, Texas. Had 14 against Coppin State Friday, but it's nothing like what she's doing tonight.
Yeah, 4 or 5 from the line.
Yeah, 24 points. Make it, that one comes out.
4 or 6 now.
And Florida State nearly turns it over and does.
So a loose ball, but the Florida State player
Mari
made a
Girton.
little contact there. Mari Girton, the freshman. And that is their 5th foul, so Oklahoma will go to the free throw line. That's going to be Zaya Van.
Yep, for the final 1:04 of the quarter. 1-1 for Van. Trying to extend this 8-point lead. And it's now 9. Zaya Van from Edmond, Oklahoma, in-state player for Coach Baranczyk, makes them both, and the lead is double digits for Oklahoma. Their largest of the game has been 11. Mari Girton, a 4-star recruit for Florida State right here, this freshman. Davis. Davis has it poked away nearly, was able to keep control of it, but well defended in there that time by Stewart and others. As Sahara Williams takes it coast to coast. Lays it in, largest lead of the game for Oklahoma. They now respond to the 3-point flurry of Florida State from a few minutes ago.
And not a single 3 made by Oklahoma in that flurry.
Long 3 in the air from Risch. Timing is everything, and Florida State needed that one right there.
And Coach Baranczyk, as soon as that ball was released, put her head down, didn't even wait for it to go in the basket.
And Chavez with an air ball, 4 seconds left. Girton with time, gotta launch it, and it comes up well short. Risch with a big 3 to get this back down to a single-digit deficit for Florida State, but Oklahoma and its talented freshman Aaliyah Chavez with 24 points and a bunch of 3s for her in the third quarter will take a 9-point lead to the fourth quarter, the championship game of Geico Coconut Hoops. And up, Emma Risch, you saw him make a three-pointer here a few minutes ago. And she's 3 for 4 from long range with 13 points. And Florida State will need more of that as we start the fourth quarter. The Great Egret Division Championship up for grabs between the 9th-ranked Sooners and Florida State. Great to be with you. Tom James alongside the coach, Greg Anderson. Risch looking for another three, not this time.
So Florida State hit 6 in the first quarter. They hit 5 in that third quarter. However, Oklahoma, huge edge at the free throw line. 32 attempts, made 24 compared to 11 attempts for Florida State.
And in goes Soleil Williams, who draws the contact. Maybe a little shaken up down there. You know, Florida State led the nation last year, whereas the highest scoring team in the nation was Florida State. As you see this last play, good to see Williams back to her feet. 87 points a game last year for Florida State. They had the nation's top scorer in Tanaya Latson, who transferred in the offseason to South Carolina. So a lot to make up for in that category for the Noles. But if they can shoot it like this, they'll be right there.
But I would also argue that you can't sustain against a good team like this and depend on those threes, because when they're not hitting them, that's when Oklahoma is able to pull away.
Williams with one free throw. Inside it goes. Sahara Williams scores the bucket. And Williams now with 9 points to go along with 12 rebounds for Williams. So she's almost at a double-double. And speaking of Williams, Soleil Williams at the other end with the 15th three of the game for Florida State.
Yeah, they just keep coming.
Foul is going to go against Tatum Green of FSU, and that'll be number 3 on Green. Oh, nice stroke by Soleil Williams that time. And another whistle.
Bonner's going to get called for Florida State on a hold.
So that's the second team foul against Florida State, barely a minute into the fourth quarter. And quick pass to Williams, and Sahara Williams does have her double-double, 11 points, 12 rebounds, and back up to a 9-point advantage for the Sooners.
And good job by Chavez looking off that pass.
Bonner. Here's Shavers pulling up, no good, and the rebound taken by Verhulst.
So Oklahoma, just like that, possible to extend to another double-digit lead.
Chavez defender fell down. She's long on the pull-up.
And as hot as she was at the beginning of that third quarter, she's not made her last few attempts.
Kubek down the lane and draws the contact.
Good drive by Allie Kubek. Brooklyn Stewart, one of those 5 freshmen, going to get called for the foul.
Allie Kubek, graduate, Elkton, Maryland. Started her playing career at Maryland. Four points tonight. And misses on the first free throw. Coach Wyckoff looking for ways for Florida State to climb back into this game more than just the three, as Kubek makes 1 of 2. And Chavez is fouled on the floor. Jasmine Shavers is the guilty party this time.
Some of the players were wanting some continuation from about the logo. Not going to get it. You know, one more note about Oklahoma and their roster. They've got 10 players that average double-digit minutes.
Verhulst hits from 16 feet.
And so they are very deep. Now, once SEC play starts, that's going to get trimmed up a little bit, but they definitely can depend on their bench to bring them some offense and defense.
Bonner down the baseline, no good. And a pass out to Chavez. And trying to chase it down was Soleil Williams in a race with Chavez, and it goes out of bounds. Oklahoma will possess it.
So, Tom, it's almost like if Florida State hits some threes in this final 7 minutes, it's going to be a close game. But I also wouldn't be shocked if Oklahoma wins this game by 20.
Verhulst underneath. What a great pass to Sahara Williams. Peyton Verhulst, the redshirt senior. Incredible dish.
Reversing the ball, getting it into the corner. Perfect seal down low.
Florida State wants a timeout, trailing it by 12. This matches the Sooners' largest lead of the game. 82-70 in favor of the 9th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners. They've got depth. They've got presence galore on the interior. And they can hit from long range. They play a pretty good defense, too. A pretty well-rounded ball club, this Sooners team. Picked 4th in the SEC, ranked 9th in the country.
Yeah, what a conference. You know, we've spent properly most of our time talking about the players. But, TJ, these coaches, you got Brooke Wyckoff. Her numbers retired at Florida State. Graduated there in 01. 1,300 points, 800 rebounds, 9-year WNBA career. So a legend in her own right. Was an assistant coach at Florida State after her playing days in the WNBA. So she's one of those Seminoles for life. And then Jenny Baranczyk played at Iowa, graduated in 04. Assistant coaching stops at Colorado, Marquette, and K-State. Head coach at Drake, going after win number 300 here tonight.
And a finalist for National Coach of the Year 3 times. A great coaching matchup, 2 of the younger coaches in the country. The players love playing for them. Florida State has been to the NCAA tournament 12 straight years, which is the 7th longest active streak. Big roster turnover, of course, but staying with that up-tempo style. Look at Oklahoma's pressure, making it tough for Florida State, getting it up the court. Shavers is fouled by Stewart. And that's number 3 on Brooklyn Stewart.
You know, I know a handful of high school stats coaches that keep stats of tipped passes. And you get enough of those eventually are going to turn into steals. And you can see the excitement on the Oklahoma bench, the coaching staff, when they are getting those tips, when they're getting in the passing lanes.
Makes a difference. And the free throws are good, 2 of them for Shavers. Back to a 10-point lead. Kaya Smith goes to the ground and draws the foul. That'll be against Emma Risch. Florida State, of course, we talk about their streak of NCAA tournament appearances, 12 in a row, one of the longer streaks in the land. They were knocked out in the second round of the NCAA tournament last year to LSU, went 24-9 last season.
And that was lopsided. 101-71 loss to LSU.
Yep. Non-conference this year at defending national champs UConn. They've already traveled, taken on Florida. Outside. Here is Shavers. Shavers with a nice crossover past Verhulst. And a foul was called.
Well, I didn't see much of a foul there. That's going to be the fourth foul on Brooklyn Stewart. So Beers will come in. So 4 fouls replacing 4 fouls.
With 6 minutes, 42 seconds left. And the star Beers is going to risk it. I will tell you, the Oklahoma fans are loud and proud inside of Alico Arena, supporting the Sooners.
So fouls starting to add up here.
They really are.
Foul was just called on Soleil Williams, but I think, no, that's the 4th. So that is the team 5th. Yeah, so Oklahoma is going to have free throws, 2, for the following rest of the game, 6:42.
Yep.
But Florida State, they're going to be at the line as well,
They
both
will
teams.
Too. Yep. Still 6:42 to play, and there is Chavez, who has been a rock star tonight. Makes the first free throw.
She came into this game with just 1 miss, 15-16. 2 misses in this game is just alone. She's at 5 out of 7. Now 6 out of 8.
26 points for the freshman. My goodness, what a performance. Back to a 12-point lead for OU. Shavers throws it behind Treadwell. Sahara Williams in traffic, doesn't have the numbers, throws to Beers for 3. And an air ball. And Florida State's got it. To the corner, and Risch has it blocked by Chavez. What doesn't she do? Pulls up at the elbow. And an offensive rebound for the Sooners. Verhulst pulls it back out wisely. Williams not this time. Tapped out of bounds, and a collision out here between Williams and Kubek. And both are down holding their right legs.
Kubek seems to be in a lot more pain, though. Her left ankle she was holding.
That's right, Ginger on that left leg. Sahara Williams to her feet for Oklahoma as well, as both players will try to walk it off. Allie Kubek gonna come to the bench. Tatum Green coming back in. Sahara Williams staying in the game for Oklahoma. But that'll take us to the media timeout with 5:59 left to play in this championship game. Oklahoma by a dozen, trying to see this state, 86-74. 12-point lead with 5 minutes and 59 seconds left. And Greg, if you're Florida State, where do you go at this point for points?
Well, what got you here were all the 3-pointers. And you just have to continue trying to make those. They've hit 15 of them. And without hitting 15 of them, you know, say you only hit 10, say you hit your average. This 12-point lead is a 17-point lead. And that's assuming you score a 2-pointer instead of those 3s. Now, one note on Chavez. Chavez having a great game, 26 points. She's 1 for her last 8. And you would think, like, oh, freshman, 26 points. That's got to be a career high so far. No, she's got 29 against UMKC earlier in the year.
Yeah, special player, that is for sure. And that one goes out of bounds into the Oklahoma bench. It's going to stay with the Sooners.
But 1 for her last 8. She's going to average up here pretty soon, and I'm guessing that 30 points is on the horizon for her.
3 in the air. Sahara Williams blows a kiss.
Yeah, and where Chavez went a little bit cold, Sahara Williams has stepped in. She's such a stabilizing force for this Sooner team.
Sydney Bowles with it. Risch from 3, and she is a heck of a shooter from out there. That is 4 threes in the game for Emma Risch, trying to keep Florida State in this thing. Down by 10. They reverse it to Sahara Williams, going inside to Beers for 2.
And you said the key word there, Tom, reverse. You're fronting on one side, you reverse it quickly, and that front is going to disappear, and it's going to be an easy 2 points for the post.
Panya Davis over Beers, who has to lay back with the 4 fouls. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Verhulst in traffic, back outside. Beers is going to take another 3. Not this time. 0 for 2 from out there, but another offensive rebound by Verhulst. She hits the 3. And now a 15-point edge for Oklahoma, largest lead of the game. Sydney Bowles stepping back, answers back. And Bowles, part of this 3-point threat. That is her 6th 3 of the game. And Panya Davis slams the basketball down after committing the foul and gets teed up.
Her frustration's been mounting a little bit, and now the officials have to get Bowles out of the Oklahoma huddle.
So a technical foul against Panya Davis.
And I'm not sure what the frustration.
Well, it's clearly a foul.
But Sydney Bowles is incensed and convinced that something is going on there.
And so the official going to come talk to both coaches.
So the technical is inarguable there. Slam the ball down. That's always going to be a technical.
Well, slamming it down and not catching it is the technical, and Beers makes the first free throw.
So she's shooting her 2 on the shooting foul. And I think Davis thought that was clean enough that it didn't need a technical to be called. I'm sorry, a foul to be called. But there was some frustration on the other end of the court, the previous play. I think Davis was wanting a foul called when she went after Beers, who had the 4 fouls.
Yep.
So that's it for Davis, because that's the worst case scenario. You have 3 fouls, you pick up your 4th, you get a technical.
2 in a row.
Boom, 5, you're done.
So Beers hit the 2 free throws for the foul. Verhulst hits the 2 for the technical, and the lead now 16 points as we come up on 4 minutes left. Chavez for 3.
And there's that 29 points that ties her career high. And it's just going to be a work in progress in terms of career highs for her, I'm sure.
8th game of her career, and she's already hit 29 points twice. How about that?
And just like that, it's a 19-point lead.
And the Sooners have eclipsed the century mark. Is this team good or what? Oklahoma, remember, their only loss of the season was out in California a couple of weeks ago against 3rd-ranked UCLA. They've won 5 in a row since then.
So for Florida State, Bowles is not in the game. 4 threes, 18 points, but she was really heated during that sequence of the technical.
And it goes to Green, and that comes off the rim. And a scoop shot, no good by Verhulst, but put back and up and in by Beers. Beers with 14 points. Williams, no good on this end. 21-point lead, and Oklahoma is pulling away.
And there was a pretty good opportunity right there for Chavez to get that new career high.
And she's got 29. No good from 3.
Well, I guess you got to count that as a missed 3-point attempt by Verhulst. She was just trying to lob it over the top to Beers.
So
but
we'll
Tom,
keep it right here with 2:23 left in the game.
Yeah, if you go back a little bit, the score was 80-70. And at the time I said Florida State keeps hitting some threes, it's going to be a close game, or would be surprised if Oklahoma wins this game by 20.
Mm-hmm.
And you just, as you watch them play, just so impressive. They just keep bringing it. Florida State hit some of the threes they needed, but it's just the tempo and the depth that Oklahoma has. And even though it's a 21-point game right now, 2:20 to go, Oklahoma showing some full court pressure.
Williams as we come up towards the 2-minute mark. Kubek. Florida State maybe needs to show a little urgency. Green's got it. And Kubek in the lane, down the lane, draws the foul from Stewart. So Oklahoma, before they get into SEC play, still has 25th ranked NC State, 24th ranked Oklahoma State on the docket. Florida State, meanwhile, games against Georgia, Notre Dame, among others, in the non-conference. With 1:54 left to play. And Kubek makes the first. More coming, and it's 104. Check that, 103.84.
I'm not saying much because I'm really hoping the screaming of the kids behind us gets onto the broadcast as much as possible.
They're young fans and future players, and possibly future McDonald's All-Americans, you never know. As we come down the stretch, and Oklahoma headed to victory here in Fort Myers. And a three from the corner by Jasmine Shavers. And Shavers now with 24 points.
18th three made by the Seminoles.
That one kicked out of bounds, and Oklahoma will have it. It'll be 18 threes in a losing cause. Incredible. Dalton gives off to Lofton. Good to see Lofton doing okay after being helped off the floor back earlier in the game. Van hits the three from long range. Inside of a minute, as Oklahoma, the Sooners, on a march towards the championship in the Great Egret Division here at Geico Coconut Hoops. Kubek to the hole and fouled by Culleton.
Allie Kubek, grad student, 6'2". She's had a really solid game for Florida State. Seven points, 6 rebounds.
And this is the first. You talked about the 17 threes for Florida State.
18.
18 threes now. 12 threes for Oklahoma. (106-88). Hand off to Van from outside, and that one is good.
There's another one.
13, what are we up to? 13 threes now for OU.
Explains why we've got a 109-88 score.
Lots of threes combined from both teams. That's, what is that, 31 threes? Kubek making 32. My math okay there, Greg? Let's
Absolutely.
See, 18 and 30.
19 and 13,
Yeah.
that makes 32.
32 threes.
And that's gonna do it.
So Oklahoma, impressive, pulls away in the second half. The 9th-ranked team in the country. The Sooners defeat Florida State 109-91. And they get Coach Jenny Baranczyk her career win number 300. And they are the champions in the Great Egret Division of Geico Coconut Hoops. The freshman, Aaliyah Chavez, with 29 points. Second 29-point output in her first 8 games as a collegiate with the Sooners. Jasmine Shavers in a losing cause with 24 for Florida State.
And I would say a successful trip for both teams. Florida State with a newish roster, and they are trying to figure out exactly who they got, what kind of roles they're going to play. Well, they know they could hit some 3 balls because they certainly did that tonight. But for Oklahoma, probably not their best outing. A little bit sloppy at times. Some early turnovers, especially in the first half. But their depth and just methodical scoring offensively just wore down the Seminoles.
Florida State relying a lot on the 3 and not as much in the interior. Oklahoma, on the other hand, just a little bit of everything. And there you see the victorious Sooners.
Yeah, 6 players in double digits.
And here comes
Oklahoma.
Reagan Beers with the moment. Slapping the Oklahoma name on the bracket to make it official. That is a happy bunch. Top 10 team in the country. And it will make a lot of noise the rest of the way this season into SEC play and certainly the NCAA tournaments. So congratulations to the Sooners, the 9th-ranked team in the country, victorious over Florida State 109-91. So for Greg Anderson and our entire crew, congratulations to Oklahoma, victorious in the Great Egret Division. I'm Tom James.